Today we're diving into this strange SNL performance skit that featured Lady Gaga that's got everybody talking. Some say it was a blood sacrifice performance, but what is really going on? Let's break down the skit, explore some hidden messages, and dive into some wild conspiracy theories. Are you ready to unravel this mystery? Let's get into it. For a long time, I've always believed that movies, TV shows, and stuff like that always gave us these subliminal messages of what actually is going on behind the scenes when it comes to Hollywood and stuff like that. That's that's what I think, and I think I've mentioned this many times in the podcast and a couple of live streams and videos before. I'm a true believer of that, and just recently, I think this skit came out about, I want to say, maybe like a week ago, probably prior to recording this, maybe just a couple of days more, longer than that. But there's an SNL skit that came out. It's very controversial right now because it has to deal with like demonic human sacrificing and stuff like that. And I mean, all the stuff that is coming out of Hollywood lately is just, well, I mean, it's not very far off from what SNL did in this skit. And, after the whole, Diddy situation and all this fucked up stuff that just has been, you know, rumored around. And you can't help but think that maybe, maybe this is something. Maybe there is a meaning behind all of this. But even if maybe it is just a skit. Maybe it is. But I mean, like I said, there's been some Hollywood has been revealing their true colors a lot lately. And this wouldn't be a surprise if this was something that they wanted to point out that actually happens, but it's like they say, like if you want to hide something very, very good, you hide it in plain sight. And that's one thing that kind of came out from this SNL skit, and this is what everybody thinks. It's not just me. Everybody thinks it. And to well, let's already start with this little breakdown. I'm not going to play the full skit. Um, and you by now there was a video that came out that I said that I'm not going to be doing music video breakdowns and stuff like that because it gets me in trouble, and I'm pretty sure if I do this, it's also going to get me in trouble, like with the policy and stuff like that. Not like the Men in Black knocking at my door type of situation, or maybe I don't know. It depends how well I or how right I think I might be. And when I say when I'm right, there's this conspiracy theory of mine that I want to share with you all at the very end of this thing. But before I tell you my conspiracy theory, and again, this depending on how right I am, then it could disappear. Maybe, who knows? You never know. So let's break down a little bit of this SNL skit, and then I'm gonna also inform you guys a little bit about what demonic entity they summon or they talk about in the skit. I'm going to give you a little bit about that as well, and then we'll jump into my conspiracy theory, which is it's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts. Kind of sort of connect the dots and stuff like that. Okay, here we go. I do have little short clip that I managed to find here on TikTok, and we're going to play this. And I am going to break it down just in case the policies and stuff like that. I don't want that getting in the way again. So we'll break this little thing down. There's actually two of them. One of them just kind of showing bits and pieces of the SNL skit, and the other one deals with this creator who talks about it in a religious view because, again, it's the skit itself plays a lot with the whole human sacrificing demonic cult kind of thing going on, and that's what this creator talks about. So let's first do the the actual skit itself, and then we'll play that one, and then we'll pinpoint little things here and there, and then I'll explain to you some stuff about what they're talking about in the skit, as well as what this other creator is doing, and then again we'll go into my my conspiracy theory, which I'm pretty sure will probably it might babble some of you, maybe. Well, hopefully, right? Because I made these connections to my head, and I'm just like, holy shit, like holy shit. All right, let's do the first one here. That there is. I'm actually gonna volume it down a little bit. It was pretty loud in my head. I don't know. They're speaking in some tongues there. I don't have no idea what they're saying, and I think in some stuff that I've seen, like some TikToks and stuff, like they do mention like, oh, they're speaking in these like demonic tongue or whatever the fuck, and then you also hear a name, this demonic entity name, Lamashtu. They bring this up a couple of times. They got the actors dressed up very. It's kind of funny, the way they're dressed up. It looks a little funny, yeah. Like SNL, despite the controversy and all these conspiracies that's coming out about this skit, you gotta admit it looks hilarious. It's SNL, it's comedy. But let's play it, and we'll I'll keep pointing stuff out here.
Behold, Lamashtu!
And there we go. And here we get what essentially is some dude dressed up as Lamashtu. And here you can see them chanting the name Lamashtu, Lamashtu. And again, I'll dive a little bit more into that. But we're, like I said, first we'll get this right down first. But as you can see why a lot of people are talking about this and saying that this the speaking of tongues, the summoning of demons and stuff like that. And let's play this and get a little bit further in.
I see through you.
Oh, great! Now they've summoned Lamashtu. Now drink of the blood of life.
I don't know if I mentioned this, but actually, no, yes, I did. In the intro, not in the actual this section, but this was a special guest. There was a special guest, Lady Gaga, who was doing the entire I was going to say cult, the entire, can't think of the word right now for some reason. See, they're already getting to me. The entire, we'll just call it the sacrificial thing. Wow. The ceremonies, the satanic ceremony, we'll call it that. So yeah, she was like the leader and the one in charge of doing the whole blood sacrificial ceremony thing, which we'll play here in a minute. And so yeah, they were saying that Lady Gaga is like now some sort of head of this messed up satanic Hollywood cult, and that this was them blessing. I don't have the name of this actress, this SNL actress, but that they're saying that they were just kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for, when they baptize you into something, that's what this people are saying, that this is what this was. But let's keep playing so we can go a little bit further here now.
Guys, just drink the blood, Jenny. It's free. Relax.
Okay, you gotta admit that's funny. That's funny. Just drink the blood. It's free.
Drink. No, you are rebaptized by the mother of beasts, the mistress of insanity, the magician.
This is the part for some reason is not showing. We might get it. I'm not sure, but this is the part where Lady Gaga is dipping her fingers in what is essentially blood and just smearing it on this SNL actress's face. Let's keep playing to see if we can actually see it.
Zuzu cannot save you now. Heed the roar of the demon dog.
Okay, we didn't see the blood being poured on that SNL actor, but we are seeing blood come out of this one. This is where it gets they pinpoint some stuff in here also that kind of sort of fits into my conspiracy theory, which again, stay tuned to the end of the podcast, the video podcast, to know about that, because again, it's a real whopper, this one. Okay, they skipped a part. I've seen this skit at least 4 or 5 times, and they skipped a part. The part where I was saying that it kind of sort of connects to my conspiracy. So, the part where the girl's mouth was full of blood and pouring out, the SNL actor that's being baptized asks the question, how do they even know it's not my birthday, I mean. And then that's where this girl with the blood coming out her mouth goes, we send someone to check the hospital files, and with the count of I don't know how many hospitals in the East Coast, it's not that hard. Something like that. So for them to get your information is not hard. So that's already like a big red flag. You know what I mean? It's a big red flag.
We will eat the rest of your friend, but her heart is on the house.
There you go. It has a nice little twist at the end. They serve her heart, her friend's heart, in with ice cream. But that was a skit. That was just little tiny bits and pieces of that. Hopefully, I don't get flagged for this. I don't think so. We've done TikToks here before. Okay, now that we've done the actual skit itself, and you know what, I will go ahead and link the full skit in the show notes down below, so you guys can check it out for yourselves. For those of you who are, it's kind of sort of against that, or like have like a trigger words, or just don't like seeing blood, or just scared of stuff that just has to do with this kind of thing, I don't suggest you watch it. So heed my warning already. But if you are interested, link will be in the show notes down below. And now let's go ahead and play the next clip here. This is we're going to be seeing it in the eyes of in a religious view. And this guy does point out some stuff. So after this is over, I will go ahead and go slightly a bit more deeper. That's what she said, into what this guy said, so y'all can get a really clear view as to what this whole demon and this whole situation is happening in the SNL skit. So let's play this sucker.
Of this satanic ritual. It's absolutely demonic. Y'all take a look at this right here.
When you lie about a birthday at Friendly's, you must pay the ultimate price. Sin!
So there you go. This is we're seeing the same skit, obviously. I'm looking at the wrong camera. We're seeing the same skit, obviously, but we're getting a little different views of it. So here we're seeing them saying that she's sinning because she lied, but also, well, one thing that I did not mention, this also plays into my conspiracy theory. In this skit, the friend not only lies to the people in the restaurant that it's her birthday, but he also mentioned that she just turned 15. 15. 15. So that plays a huge role into my conspiracy theory as well. But let's keep playing this thing.
Send! Oh, send me, indica me, bring us
Behold the summoner, behold Lamashto.
The TikTok creator's face is just like in complete disgust. It's a skit, like, but I get what these people are coming from, and again, stick around to the end. Stick around to the end, guys.
Now drink!
There's also very different versions of this entity, this demon entity, which again I will show you right after this.
Of the blood of Lamashtu! Drink! Now you are rebaptized by the mother of beasts, the mistress of insanity.
Here we go. Here we actually saw her dipping her fingers and just letting that shit drip on her face. But now let's see what this creator has to say. Let's get this opinion.
Absolutely demonic. Absolutely demonic. Now, when you do your research on Lamashtu is a demon that spills blood and harms pregnant women, newborn babies, and also causes disease. It's a real demon, absolutely demonic. I cannot believe this was on live.
It's kind of weird and kind of a little bit funny to me when people say that it's a real demon. I'm a huge horror fan. I've seen plenty of possession, demonic, haunted kind of movies, and I don't know. I guess it's one of those situations where you just kind of have to be there, be a part of an actual exorcism or an actual thing where it's actually something actually happens. Which, by the way, anybody have any stories of them actually seeing or being around something as that messed up? Don't be afraid to leave it in the comments. We can talk about it maybe in the next one.
Television, but I'm not surprised. But I rebuke this in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
And there you have it. So, all right, guys. So that was, so you kind of saw the same clip. Once again, I will leave the link to the full length skit in the show notes down below. Now, let's go ahead and I'm going to show you all some. Oh, first, let's go into the informative part. They mentioned, you saw the ritual, which was them mentioning the age of 15, them summoning demons, them doing blood sacrifices, them doing human sacrifices, the whole serving the heart with ice cream, which is funny, dark, but funny. So let's go ahead and we're going to pull up Wikipedia, because that is where you get all your information. So let's pull this sucker up. So here we go. Here we're looking up Lamashtu, which is the demon that they do talk about in the skit. Now, in Mesopotamian mythology, before we get further, to some of you, and I shout out to my wife for this one. She's the one that kind of pointed this out, and I was like, holy shit. So Mesopotamian, if that just so happens to ring any bell at all, I'm going to show you where you have heard this word. Does anyone remember the Nickelodeon cartoon, The Fairly Odd Parents? These people were Mesopotamians. The aliens, not Vicky. Vicky was icky. She was not a Mesopotamian. She was just icky. So just so you all know, Mesopotamian came from the Fairly Odd Parents. And in the Fairly Odd Parents, they were aliens who walked among us. I mean, I'm pretty sure I might be stirring some of you guys up, some of you conspiracy theorists out there. But just to kind of like plant the seed per se, you know. But anyways, so in Mesopotamian mythology, let me enlarge this. In Mesopotamian mythology, Lamashtu, Sumerian Dims. I'm just gonna stop there. Is a demonic Mesopotamian deity with the head of a lion, the teeth of a donkey, which to me sounds hilarious. Naked breast, a hairy body, hands stained with blood, long fingers and fingernails, and the feet of Anzu. Anzu being what I'm assuming is another mythological Mesopotamian. She was believed to feed on the blood of human infants and was widely blamed as the cause of miscarriages and cot deaths. I'm not 100% sure on the cot deaths, so let's sudden infant death syndrome. Okay, there we go. So to connect this to the SNL skit, and again, I'm just kind of like reeling you all into this conspiracy of mine. So first off, I mean the way that this entity looks is messed up, and then they mention the donkey teeth, and then it's like it paints a much more funnier picture for me. I don't picture a horned, monstrous, like horrendous looking fuck with donkey teeth. To me, that's a deal breaker for me, and I'm just gonna laugh. I'm just gonna laugh at you if you look like that. But anyways, but the part where it says where this thing feeds on the blood of human infants. Now, we're getting into this conspiracy theory part. So there is and I can't seem to remember the Bohemian Mountains, where they do, and this is just like stuff that you can probably look up. You can Google all this stuff up. And the Bohemian Mountains, they do ceremonies in front of this giant owl statue. That's a totally different, entity within itself. But the way that they describe this here, wrong one. This here entity, this here demon, kind of sort of plays a little bit on that, because it says feeding on the blood of infants. Now, in the Bohemian Mountains, they are notoriously known for their secrecy. There's been people who have managed to sneak in and actually record and live to tell the tale, because you go anywhere near there, there's even signs like miles away before you even reach the damn gates to get into the damn place that you will be shot. You will get shot. And there's people who actually, again, have managed to get in there and take videos, and they record some like what seems to look like some sort of blood sacrifices in front of this giant owl statue, in front of hundreds of bajillionaires. And that kind of sort of plays a little bit with this, because I mean the stuff that comes out of the Bohemian Mountains is a underaged, whether kid, male. I believe it's both male and female, if I'm not mistaken. If you are familiar with this, guys, please feel free to let me know in the comment sections. I'm going to read you a little bit more on this, and then we're going to get into the ritual section on this here entity, because it kind of sort of it's kind of nothing compared to what we saw in the SNL skit. And you can be the judge as to which one is more, I guess, that makes sense, more realistic, I guess. We'll put it that way. Let's enlarge this thing. Now, although Lamashtu has traditionally been identified as a demoness, the fact that she could cause evil on her own without the permission of other deities strongly indicates that was seen as a goddess in her own right. Mesopotamian peoples protected against her using amulets and um, talismans. She was believed to ride in her boat on the river of the underworld, and she was associated with donkeys. I guess hence the donkey teeth. She was delivered to be the daughter of An. Again, An being another mythological Mesopotamian, and we'll stop there for a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you some illustrations of what these demoness kind of sort of looks like. So check this out. That is definitely not what I was gonna show you. And here we go. Here's an illustration of what the demon is. Lamash 2. Here, one illustration. And doesn't it give you like Super Nintendo kind of sort of vibes or Sega Genesis kind of vibes? This one here. It's like something you'd see at the end of a video game, like a boss level video game. This picture here. So that's one. And let's see. Here's another one. This is a little bit more. This one could actually be like on like a metalcore CD album. I can picture this being on it. Like, I don't know, maybe like Slayer or like some Cradle of Filth type of stuff. Let me know in the comment section if you guys know what I'm talking about. And here we got one more here. Also pretty damn gnarly. Some pretty gnarly illustrations of Lamash 2. All right. So that's some illustrations to give you guys an idea of what exactly this thing or this goddess or what was the word that they used again? Believe it was no, I think it was a goddess. Yeah, I was right. Now I'm gonna show you once again here. I'm gonna read to you the ritual part because again, in the SNL skit, what we saw was like a very satanic, dark blood, human heart summonings and stuff like that. And in the ritual, according to this, as you read, that they actually, as I read to you, that they actually were able to use amulets and talismans to protect for people to protect themselves from this goddess or this demoness or whatever you want to call it. And it just completely different again to what we see in the SNL skit. So, which is why I decided kind of sort of talk about this, not only because of my conspiracy theory, but because there's two sides to this coin. And again, you can be the judge as to what you guys think is actually, is this SNL actually showing us something? Are they actually doing what people think is actually happening on national television? And it's kind of funny just to say national television. Like, who even has TV now? Like in my household, we don't have TV. We have subscriptions. I think subscriptions are the new TV. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What do you guys think? Do you guys still have TV, or do you guys actually do what I do? Just have a bunch of subscriptions to all these new what are they called, platforms. But anywho, let's go ahead. Let me show you guys exactly what we are dealing with here as far as rituals go. So let's skip onto the ritual part. Here we go. An Akkadian incantation and ritual. Let's see. Akkadian was the first empire of the world, succeeding the long-lived city-states of Summer. Okay, all right. Ritual Against Lamashtu is edited in text as Unwelt des Atlan Testament, Volume 2, 1988, the year I was born. Holy shit. It is glossed as an incantation to dispel lasting fever and Lamashtu. The prescribed ritual involves a Lamashtu figurine, a sacrifice of bread. Bread. You heard it right. Bread, not blood. Bread. Okay. So let's enlarge this thing. Sacrifice of bread must be placed before the figurine and water must be poured over it. A black dog must be made to carry a figurine. And then it is placed near the head of the sick child, for 3 days. The heart of a piglet placed in its mouth. The incantation must be recited 3 times a day, this besides further food sacrifices. Okay, there's a mention of sacrifice. At dusk on the 3rd day, the figurine is taken outdoors and buried near the wall. And this is actually just for protection, actually. This is a protection spell, I guess we can call it. So, okay, I've sort of I guess I misread. So, I guess we could still say that it doesn't say anything about actually, summoning, but there is a ritual to protect yourself from this thing. And as you saw, we did get some photos of these particular artifacts. This is what they would use, or still, I'm not sure. There's in modern day time here, and it's funny because on the list on modern day time, on this on Wikipedia, it actually reads right down here in modern culture, the mention of Lamashtu, right down here where I'm highlighting. I'll even like zoom into it, guys. Right there. Right there. Lamashtu summoned in a 2025 Saturday Night Live sketch featuring Lady Gaga. So there you have it. It's on Wikipedia. It says on Wikipedia. Lamashtu was summoned in SNL this year. So is this the end? Or I don't know. Well, you guys let me know what you think about that. Also, there was no mention of this, but I read this somewhere, and this actually, what am I doing? This actually is the symbol that represents Lamashtu herself. This is the symbol. So if anybody who is curious, so you know how to protect yourself from this goddess or demoness, whatever you want to call it, you know her sign, you have an idea of what this thing looks like and what she is, or it, I'm not sure, whatever you want to call it, is capable of doing. And you now also know that the Mesopotamians are not just in mythology, but in the Fairly Odd Parents. So there's that. And now that we've gone through a little bit of that, I want to kind of show you, well, not show you, I want to let you all in on a little conspiracy theory of mine. And I apologize for the dogs. You let me know what you guys think. So in this skit, we do get the mention of the girl, I'm sorry, the chick's friend lying to the people in the restaurant that she is 15, 15. And you can watch the skit. Again, it will be in the show notes down below. There's mention that she is 15. And then that's when this whole, thing, you're a sinner for lying, blah, 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 this and that. Implying the whole religious thing behind it, right? And then that's where they come out with the with the snake, the cloaks, the two people dressed as demons, and then the summoning of the Lamash too, and then the blood sacrifice and stuff like that. Now, it I think it mostly just plays the 15-year-old age actually plays the bigger role because, like I mentioned um, earlier, the whole Bohemian Mountains where they have, I don't want to say 100% proof, but there are videos. There are videos. There's pictures. There's some people who have actually come from there or snuck into there and have seen for themselves them actually doing burning children, male or female. I don't remember if there's one specific, but I'm pretty sure it was both. And them doing this, and the fact that in Hollywood, this one movie in particular that I did talk about, Late Night with the Devil, they play a lot with that. Um, the TV host that just can't help but just wants to be big, wants to be noticed, wants to be just just wants it real bad. He wants to be known. He wants to be the top dog in on television. What does this guy do? He kind of sort of sacrifices his wife for this entity. I mean, he got what he wants, but at what cost? And that's kind of what I think of this particular skit. And then the 15-year-old age, again, the whole uh, Bohemian Mountains, and also because of everything that's been happening and everything that's been coming out of Hollywood, it involves a lot of uh, child trafficking. And, the connections are kind of like, they're kind of all there. There's underage kids being, going missing, I mean, them, and then showing up on TV, like, Diddy just happens to have kids in some underground bunker that's built between his house and who, I don't know who else's house. And the fact that there's just big people and big names that are involved in all of this. And how do they keep this so hush hush? And also at the same time, just like in that movie I mentioned, The Late Night with the Devil, they become so huge. They become big names, become big stars, become big celebrities, become big artists. And that's kind of how, I mean, that's kind of how that's pretty much seems to work. Um, every movie, like I said, every demonic movie where there's involves like some sort of deal with the devil and stuff like that. That's basically how that always goes. Just giving away something, whether it being, blood, a loved one, whatever, and they always get that shit back in return, but it always comes back and bite them right back in the fucking ass. And that's what I kind of sort of get off of this skit. And like I used another movie as an example, and which is why I say that I feel like these shows and these movies subliminally, secretly are telling us what is actually happening behind the scenes. And I think that because the stuff that actually has been coming out a lot lately, and then the movie seems to, well, so far, like the Sounds of Freedom, that's another one I mentioned. The Sounds of Freedom came a little bit after we were just starting to get the rumors of all these child trafficking stuff, and then the Sounds of Freedom came out and kind of said like, oh, you were right, this is happening, and you should really watch out for that. I feel the same for when it comes to that movie I mentioned, The Late Night with the Devil. Like, it's There's documentaries. Again, there's people who have snuck in. There's people who have actually been involved, who worked in these big, scary, expensive parties. And the fact that they're so fucking secretive that they'll shoot you on point if you even dare to even, you know, get in their crosshairs and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's scary, but you know, that's kind of sort of the fucked up world we seem to live in. And the fact that they're showing us everything on plain sight and just kind of sort of uh, shrouding it in comedy, shrouding it in all this stuff, and like I said, in the movies and stuff like that. And they're trying to make it seem that it's just not the norm, but I don't know how to put it. I don't know how to explain this part, but I'm pretty sure I think you guys get what I mean. My point is that there's stuff happening in the world, really messed up things happening in the world, and they have been showing us in plain sight what they're capable of, what their plans are, and all these messed up shit. That's what I believe. That's what I think. So I guess you could say that I guess I sort of believe the what the TikTok creator was saying, but I think it's just my theory is that the whole I don't know. There's a lot of ways around it. There's like the kid human trafficking thing. There's the darkness that is the Hollywood, the music industries, and just like even actors sometimes they get it too. Lately, it's the music industry that's been slipping up a lot. Again, hence Diddy after what happened to him, that motherfucker. And you know, that's just what I think. Let me know what you guys think about this, and let me know what you guys uh, have in mind about this SNL skit. If you haven't seen it, again, it will be in the show notes down below. And let me know. Do you think I'm a total quack? Do you think I'm a total quack for thinking what I'm thinking? Or do some of you actually believe what I believe, that movies, TV shows are just secretly hinting us what we're actually supposed to be looking out for? Let me know in the comment sections down below, whether on YouTube and or Spotify. Let me know what you guys think. And I think this is a good way to end that. And you know how this goes, guys. Follow Booze and Chill on all social medias. And of course, like on YouTube or Spotify. Subscribe on either or. And on YouTube, hit the bell notification for YouTube can let you know when we're going to be talking all kinds of weirdness or just boozing and chilling. And for more stuff on Booze and Chill, for early releases, special announcements, exclusive content, all that good stuff, behind the scenes making of, head on over to Booze and Chill /Patreon to get such things. And you're not going to get anything else in any of the social medias or here on YouTube than what you're going to get on Patreon. And that is it for me, guys. Thank you so much. This has been a freaky one. And I'll catch you guys later. And we'll talk some more conspiracies. We'll talk some alcoholic beverages, music. I'm sorry. I'm so used to that. Movies, full movie watches, and some food. Because food is good. Food is good. I combine cool and good there. That's all for that, guys. Thank you for watching, and thank you. And I'm out of it now. Remember, if you keep watching, I'm gonna keep drinking. Peace out, guys.